quick Sweet 16 preview.
Sir.
It's going to be an interesting Sweet 16 just because of a couple teams. One of them being BYU, which y'all got to face.
Yeah.
And then a sleeper team in Ole Miss who we'll get to that.
Let's do it.
But let's start with Auburn and Michigan. We'll just go down. Auburn, Michigan. You can start off. What do you think?
Yeah. I've got Auburn kind of running away with that. Surprising coming from the Bama guy.
Yeah.
You know, I was working on my algorithm and my numbers and stuff, and I will say Michigan wasn't even supposed to make it here. So I don't think Danny Wolf is going to be able to do anything with Janai Broome.
No, dude. And which you look at, you got Danny and Golden, both 7-footers.
Yeah.
You would think, I guess we'll see how it goes. But
see, I thought Creighton had the best shot because of Kalkbrenner.
Mm-hmm.
And when that didn't matter anymore, I gave Michigan no shot at it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't know if I guess we haven't really talked about it in a minute, but you look at the SEC tournament and what happened with Auburn. In my opinion, at least with the SEC teams, they've figured out because they lost 3 straight, or two straight, 1-1, then lost to us.
Yeah.
I think what teams started realizing with Auburn is they kind of run their offense through Janai Broome.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, I'm interested to see how that dynamic works. I do think if you look at the matchups, though, Auburn's guard play is a lot better than Michigan's.
And they just shoot – those guards shoot the ball so well. Like,
oh, yeah.
The wings, man, I can't even think of their names right now. I think it's Jones, Denver Jones.
Denver Jones, yep.
Shoots the piss out the ball. Who else? Tahad Pettiford, obviously.
Tahad Pettiford. Hold on, I got
Baker Zara can
Mazzara. Yeah.
Cardwell is a
How do
great
we forget
defender
Chad Baker Mazzara, dude? How do we forget him?
I'm saying. But yeah, Kelly can shoot the ball well. Like, they all just shoot the ball so well. So, like, when that attention's on Broome, like, he's just kicking it out, and they're getting these wide open 3-pointers all the time.
And then if you try to collapse on the guards, you got pretty much a one-on-one with Broome.
Exactly.
He's so physical. He's going to win that most of the times. I mean, you look at his numbers.
Exactly.
Now, I will say I'm interested to see because I think what's not talked about enough is how good Auburn's defense is too. Yeah. I think that's kind of like you look at their offensive play, and that's one of those like underlining. Like you don't look at their defense being so good. That defense is one of their strong suits.
I think Duke is the. We'll get to them. I'll go ahead and say I think they're the best team in the tourney, but I think Auburn has like the best. They have the best high-end offense combined with like a high-end defense. Like they can win a game that you only score 60 points in, and they're also can win a game that they only score or that they go and score 85 in. Like they can win both of those type of games.
Yeah, exactly. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and make my pick. I think Auburn wins this outright.
Yeah.
Credit though, I think it's Michigan surprised me. I mean, the fact that your algorithm was wrong on that too, which I'm interested to hear about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Auburn winning outright in that. Moving on, Michigan State, Ole Miss, which, like I said, we kind of mentioned that before. Ole Miss surprised the crap out of me.
Same.
I mean, they boat raced North Carolina. Granted, do I think that North Carolina should have been in the tournament? No. Did they surprise me?
That's a whole another conversation.
Yeah. Did they surprise me? Yes, they did. But the fact that Ole Miss boat raced UNC was definitely interesting. Although you got, Izzo on the other side of Michigan State. He's been here. He's been in these big games. Not saying Chris Beard hasn't, but what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. If Ole Miss continues to knock down the 3-ball, I think Michigan State's going to have a hard time just because like they're another team that's really good defensively and they control the pace well, and they obviously have a great coach. Yeah. But I mean, they're like, if I remember correctly from making my notes, they're like 30% from three on the year, like as a team.
That sounds right.
They're like one of the lower end 3-point shooting teams. Like them and St. John's were like the only two seeds that high that shot the ball that poorly. So it's just like, is Michigan State going to be able to keep up if it turns into a race?
Yeah.
But that being said, I feel like we're already going chalky here, but I would go with Michigan State if you asked me right now who I'd pick.
Yeah, I mean,
that's probably the matchup I have on the highest upset alert, I think.
Okay.
Michigan State had the third worst 3-point percentage of any team in the tournament.
Michigan State did?
Yeah.
Okay.
St. John's had the second worst, and Troy was the worst.
Yeah. Right. Respectfully, shout out Troy. As a team, 34%. That was before the tournament. And yeah, Padula's their leading scorer, 15. You got Brakefield with 11. So, but you never know. This is one game that I think is getting overlooked, though, with all the other matchups. In my opinion, I'm excited to see this one, although it's going to be going on at the same time as Tennessee, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So probably won't be going back and forth with this. Jobs that have opened up. Yeah. Chris Beard escapes. In my opinion, I think he's staying at Ole Miss, which I don't know if escapes is the right word. I think he wants to be at Ole Miss. In my opinion, we'll see.
Yeah.
But this is a good pitch for next year, in my opinion, with how everything's going.
Oh, for sure. If he stays, he's going to get a nice contract upgrade.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. And I think for him it's working out if he wants to stay at Ole Miss, just the timing of it's working out with the portal, and that whole weird college basketball calendar that probably needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're kind of going off on a tangent, but I've seen so many people talk about how the portal's open in the middle of the tournament, which is just absurd in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
and it doesn't line up with like football. It's open during the playoffs because it lines up with the academic calendar. Like that's the end of the semester. Yeah. This is just like a random day in March, and they're like, you know what? Let's open it today. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't in the grand scheme of things. But back to the topic, I got Michigan State winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ole Miss takes this one. I don't know. I mean, Michigan State minus 3.5. So, it's a closer game that everyone thinks about. That's an interesting. Okay, we'll get to that. Next game on the list.
Yes, sir.
Duke versus Arizona. You can start with this one, all right?
Yeah, I wanted with every fiber in my being like something to say that Duke's not going to win this thing. Mm-hmm. And when I did the numbers, there was nothing I could back up to justify it. Honestly, I mean, you're talking about a team that's got 3 lottery picks in the starting lineup. They've
Tyrese
got
Proctor. You got, Cooper Flagg. Would you say is
obviously in there?
I'm trying to think. I always forget their big man's name. Oh my Lord.
I can't pronounce it, so I'm
okay. Yeah, I mean,
it's something.
And then Knipple can shoot out the gym too. So
exactly.
I think he's shooting 39% from 3. So
I think let me check my notes just to be sure. Like for 3-point shooting teams, they're in the top 10 of teams in the tournament. Like they're 8th.
Yeah.
They can shoot the hell out of the ball, and they're probably the highest team. And I don't have the number in front of me, but I would guess they're the highest team, like with that high of a percentage and shooting a lot of attempts.
Yeah.
So, I hope Caleb Love can go nuclear. I've never cheered for Caleb Love in my life until now.
That's where I was about to say. Yeah. We've talked so much about Duke, which rightfully so. I mean, I thought they were even earlier on in the year when they had, Auburn, Tennessee, Duke. Alabama, all that in the mix. I honestly thought Duke was going to win it all originally. They still obviously can. However, there's storylines in March, okay? Caleb, former Tar Heel, going up against Duke in the Sweet 16. I'm not saying that Arizona wins, but they're going to need a lot from Caleb Love to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he had 29 points against Oregon, which another surprising win in my opinion. But, I wouldn't be surprised if Caleb Love does go, like you said, nuclear.
Yeah, I'm also going to throw in their storyline. Nobody's going to talk about it, but Jaden Bradley, their number 2 guard on Arizona, former Alabama Crimson Tide, maybe trying to get back at Nate Oates because he has the opportunity to potentially play him again. Maybe they go crazy.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do. With that being said, I don't think they win. But
yeah. I still got Duke.
But it would be cool. I mean, I'm looking at this lineup, this list of games, and it really is one of those things. Like I want to take all the chalk wins -1. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah, I think Duke runs away with this one. They've been just so.
I think I can guess which one you're gonna pick as an upset.
You'd be surprised. But... It's not your game.
Oh wow!
It's not your game. Now we'll get to that. Okay. Moving on. Let's go to your game. Okay.
Yeah.
You got 2 of the highest scoring offenses in the country. I would hammer the over in this game, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
But
I think we're gonna get like a 97-94 game.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. You know who I'm taking.
Yeah.
I'm rolling with the Tide.
I respect it. You got to take your team. Have to.
I'll give some like actual analysis. We have played, I think, since our loss to Auburn, we have played much better defensive basketball throughout the SEC tourney. Granted, we got killed by Florida when Grant Nelson got hurt. And then
generational loss too. I mean, I was at that game. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh yeah,
I was at that game and I was mind blown of how empty it was. That's a different topic, but
yeah,
I was not expecting that. And they couldn't, like, we'll get to Florida too, but they couldn't miss that game. Everything they put up just went in. But yeah, anyways, take it back.
Florida's done that to us for like years. It's weird. Yeah. But we throughout the tournament, like we shot the ball relatively well against St. Mary's, but that was like such a slow game. It was slower than we play because of how St. Mary's plays, but we haven't shot the 3 ball as well as we have the potential to in the tournament. Yeah. And I just think this is going to be a game because neither team plays good defense that we're going to shoot the 3 ball pretty well. And I don't think that if we're making 10 attempts and shooting above 38% in the game, I don't think that we can be beat in that scenario. Yeah. That's not something we do all the time, but I don't think BYU is going to be able to stop us from doing that. So
yeah, I got 2 names here: Richie Saunders. I'm going to butcher this name probably. Igor Demin, which I guess they're projecting him to be an early to mid first round prospect.
First round pick, yeah, they got an NBA guy.
So, and then Richie's averaging 16 points per game.
Yeah.
So, they've got guys. I'm not saying. I'm not saying they win it. I wouldn't be okay. I'm going to say this. I wouldn't be surprised if they win too. It's March. Everything happens.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think it's a chalked kind of bracket leading up to this. I got Alabama winning. I do want to say one thing, and this is going to be.
Yeah. Right.
Past 2 years, y'all have had the most Mickey Mouse run.
Oh my goodness! Such literally haters, man. Y'all played weak UCLA.
Weak UCLA. Okay, hold on. We'll get to that in a second. But let's look at last year's tournament run. Okay, I don't even remember who your first round. Don't even remember who your first round was. Who'd you play?
It was Charleston.
Exactly.
Charleston.
Exactly. Man. There's one.
That's what happens when you play a 13 seed when you're the you know what I'm saying?
No, but I'm saying there's tougher matchups. And then we get into the GCU game, who rightfully so, I'm gonna ride for my team. If we played any type of offense like we always play,
Foster was good.
We're beating that win. Yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog. He's a dog.
We're playing.
And then you played Clemson.
Seed,
you played Clemson to go to the Final Four. Sorry, I'm hating right now.
And Clemson was good.
I'm hating right now.
Just hating, y'all. I'll say this: they're the lowest scoring team in the algorithm this year was Wofford.
Rightfully so.
So y'all played the worst scored team in my algorithm in the thing. So I don't want to hear about Mickey Mouse runs.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. Anyways.
St. Mary's is a consistent power in the West Coast Conference.
West Coast Conference, we'll throw that in there.
And they give Gonzaga that run for their money every year.
They do, rightfully so. Sorry, I don't want them to catch strays. I don't want them to think that they're catching strays in this. But, anyways, moving on. Houston and Purdue.
Yeah.
I have a. Sorry, my bad. I've got a weird love for Houston. I've got a weird love for LJ Cryer. He is one of my favorite players in the tournament.
Yeah.
That defense is unreal. And if Tennessee ends up getting past Kentucky and Houston gets past Purdue, I mean, that's going to be a physical game, a low-scoring game. Hammer the under in that one.
50-40.
Yeah. This was a stat that's surprised me. Now it's changed because I think LJ Cryer is averaging 15 points per game. But for the longest time of the year, they didn't have a guy averaging over 15 points per game. Like I said, I think he's averaging more than 15 points now. Man. He goes for 30, shoots lights out. So, yeah, there's that. Now, you got Purdue, on the other hand. They are Braden Smith is probably one of the best point guards in the country, in my opinion.
Shout out Braden Smith.
He's a dog. Who's that other?
Second best point guard in the country, man.
Behind who? Sears? Is that...
Mark Sears,
yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. We're just going to run this one quick because I don't see – I see Houston win this one, dude. Their defense is too good.
Yeah. Same here. Weird stat about – not weird necessarily, but stat about Houston. They don't shoot a whole lot of them, but they shoot the highest three-point percentage in the tournament.
Really?
Regular season, they were shooting 39.7% from three as a team, which is unreal. Yeah. So that combined with the fact that they can defend the ball, they can hit threes when they want to, and they, I think, shoot one of the highest free throw percentages, so they're good in close games. Give me the Cougs.
I do too, and the matchup I'm looking for is like the underneath, in my opinion, with Juwan Roberts. He is a physical big man, in my opinion, which he's averaging 10 points per game. But you do look at these numbers. LJ Cryer, he's averaging 15.6. Manuel Sharp's averaging 12.5, although I think that's different. It's been trending upwards, rather.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, look at the other side of the the spectrum. Braden Smith, which he's also averaging 8.6 assists per game.
Yeah, Braden Smith's nice, man.
And then Trey Kaufman-Renn is averaging 20.2 points per game.
Yeah. So they're gonna need Fletcher Lawyer to step up too, man. He's kind of that off-ball shooter guy for them.
Definitely. I'm saying this a lot today too, but I wouldn't be surprised if Purdue wins this. It sounds very cliche to say. However, I think the matchup favors in Houston. So I'm picking Houston. Like I said, wouldn't be surprised if Purdue wins, though. But next game, Tennessee versus Kentucky. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, you start. You get your bias out the way.
I'm not biased here, okay? This game scares me. I'm going to say it. This game scares me. And I've seen a lot of stuff on X, formerly known as Twitter, about why are Tennessee fans scared we should win this game. You look at the past two matchups, and Kentucky shot 50% from three in both matchups. One of them where we shot 45 threes and only hit on 11. Not our game. They have our number. And it scares the crap out of me because I know if we lose this game, I will never hear the end of this in my life. And this is probably one of those that I might go ghost if we lose this game. I might get off social media for a week or two. With that being said, Huh?
What's y'all's record against them this year?
Yeah. Okay. Funny. Are you being serious or no?
No, are y'all 0-2
We're
against
0-2. We're 0-2.
them?
Yeah.
I just blanked on it.
Yeah, we're 0-2. I knew
Man.
I was at that first game in Thompson-Boling, and when we lost that, I knew we weren't winning in Rupp. I mean, it's just how it goes.
Yeah.
It's one of those series where you win at home, Kentucky wins at home, but when we lost that, I was like, we're not winning at Rupp. It's just how it goes. Now, we'll say we shot 45 threes, and we were still in that game. If we would have hit any type of shot, we would have, honestly won that game.
Yeah.
But they've had Chaz's number, not shooting well against Kentucky. From what I remember, Igor had 19 the first game, and I think Zakai had like 17. That's all iffy. I don't have the numbers for that.
Yeah.
This is that game where I think, I'm going to be honest here, I don't think we win this. I'm going to be...
Wow. Is this your upset?
Yeah, this is my upset. And this is also kind of trying to be like a reverse psychology here, saying I'm picking Kentucky so we win. Because everyone knows I have the biggest jinx when it comes to Tennessee sports. So I'm picking Kentucky to win. Hopefully we win this.
Hopefully it'll flip around.
But Lamont Butler's back. I'm not sure the status on Jackson Robinson.
I think he's done. Do
you think so?
I think so.
Let's see. Which he shot lights out against us on the first game. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's not playing. Jackson Robinson taking on role of assistant coach during Kentucky's NCAA tournament run.
Yeah,
which that's a big help. But what's his name? Amari Williams. Is that their center's name?
Mm-hmm. I think it is. Yeah,
dude, he's a dog. He's a dog, and not saying anything bad against like on our big men, but he's a little more physical. He's got a little more touch when it comes to offense. I swear, I love Felix to death. I love him to death. He's one of my favorite players on the team. If he had any type of offensive touch, he'd be special.
That's why you want my guy over there, huh?
Pringle? Dude, I'd love him. I don't see it happening. That'd be great.
Yeah,
however,
I wouldn't bank on it.
But yeah, I'm picking Kentucky. Now let's be honest though. Chaz is heating up.
Yeah, he's been hooping. I've seen it.
There's a meme going around of him just after during the Florida loss, he's just pissed off on the bench. It's like that's what clicked. That loss clicked, and now he's shooting.
Granted, it's been against Wofford and UCLA, but
UCLA has a really good defense. I don't know if you know that. They got a physical defense, and he's still making shots. He's making tough shots. I don't know if you watched that game. He's making tough shots.
I didn't get a chance to watch.
Go back and watch, and you'll see him making some tough shots.
Okay.
But I will say he's got to be the difference in this game if we want to win. And
yeah,
it's always been, Zakai's been the difference maker with his passing and his assists.
Mm-hmm.
Chaz has to get hot. We have to hit threes in this game because if Kentucky's going another 50% from three like they've done the last two games, we don't stand a chance.
Looking at it, I'm gonna go opposite of you. I'm taking Tennessee.
Let's go. That's what I like to hear.
From the Bama perspective, we've played both of y'all, and Kentucky's never frightened me one bit. We've made pretty light work of them.
You didn't lose twice in 1 year to them, though.
True, but to that same token, it's hard to beat good teams 3 times in a season, which I think plays in your favor.
No, you know what? I'm changing. I'm riding. I'm changing my vote. I'm riding Tennessee. I'm locking it in.
All right, so he's picking Tennessee, so I'm going with Kentucky now. But no, in this moment, I trust Rick Barnes more.
Yeah.
And I trust the vets that you guys have more. Like I trust Zakai more than I trust Lamont Butler. I trust Kobe Bryant more than I trust Chaz. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, he's been so. I don't know if you've noticed how he's changed his game, but he's taking different shots that he hasn't taken in the regular season, and that's another point that I didn't even have that scares me. I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
So he's coming off more ball screen. He looks like a different player. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but
The Lakers need to find a way to sign him, man. That's what Bron and Luka need out
I
there.
wouldn't doubt it, dude. I mean, heck, they've gotten lottery picks. You never know. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, I got the balls in this one.
Okay. My pick is wishy-washy. I'm 50-50. Like I said, I'm leaning Kentucky just so I can reverse psychology everything. But
yeah,
we'll see. We'll go Florida and Maryland.
Yeah,
because I think the top.
Florida, Maryland.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I am frightened of Florida as an Alabama fan this year. They have really for the past, and we've beaten them a couple times in it, but for the past 2.5 years, they don't miss when they play us. So I feel like they're going to do the same to most everybody. Walter Clayton Jr. is ridiculous.
All their guards are, dude.
All their guards are.
Was Condon dog?
Yeah, so. Condon is a dog. But I'll say this: when I was doing some research that you assisted with when we were doing that, I created some baseline numbers based on the past 10 champions and runner-ups of like qualifications teams have to meet to make a championship run or be a champion. And it was out of 4.
Okay.
So there was 4 different categories. Florida met 3 of the 4.
What was the 4th they didn't meet?
Maryland met all 4.
Are you serious?
Yes, they did.
So are you sticking with the algorithm here? Are you going to go with your gut?
My gut is telling me Florida. Florida actually scored higher in totality, but man, we need an upset. I'm gonna rock with Maryland. Give me Derek Queen. Give me the Terps, and I'm gonna take them.
Dude, I can't even. We'll get to that. I don't want to butcher some names here.
Yeah,
but is it crazy to say that I'm kind of siding with you too?
Hey,
and I'm not even. This is all bias aside. Okay, I will say this: Florida coming back and winning that game against UConn, that showed me something that is a championship level team.
Yeah, it is.
But you look at how. I mean, I'm not saying Maryland's better than UConn, but
yeah,
Dan Hurley. Okay, what are you thinking?
I might take Maryland. If it was Maryland versus UConn, I'd feel less apprehensive about taking Maryland.
Okay. Which also, Marsh, I mean, you hit that Derek Queen game winner. What are you on the side of that was a travel or was that a gather step? That's a
gather step, man.
I was about to say
March. It's always a gather step.
Yeah, that's a 50-50 call.
Yeah. If they had called that, I think more people would be upset that they called it than that didn't call it.
That's
like the lane violation in the UNC Duke game.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like we don't need that call right there. Yeah, it was a lane violation. We don't need that call right there.
That's one though. I feel like if you don't call it, it's gonna piss off a lot.
Everybody.
That I mean, yeah,
it would have pissed off a lot of
you don't need it, but I hate to say it's the right call.
Yeah.
But going on to this next game, Texas Tech, Arkansas. I don't know if you remember our last conversation. Texas Tech was one of my Cinderella teams, even though they're not really a Cinderella team.
Yeah, I do. I remember now. Yeah. Well, I think you'll also be happy to know that there were only 2 schools that hit all 4 qualifications in this year's bracket. And believe it or not, it was Maryland and Texas Tech. Granted, that didn't mean they scored the highest in the algorithm.
Yeah.
But they did meet all 4 qualifications. I'd take them going away against Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see.
JT Toppin is nice.
I need to. Is Chance McMillan playing or not? And I haven't found anything. I mean, they're winning without him.
Yeah.
But I think if he does play, that's a different. So this is Times Herald. I guess this is just, I don't know. Hoping injury heals before Thursday's game in San Francisco. But he's been out for a while, dude. Yeah. So no telling how he actually plays if he does play. Now, the actual breakdown. Arkansas is looking dangerous too. the Arkansas Wildcats, if we want to be honest.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess it's a mutual. I mean, they're both doing well in the tournament. Jonas Aidoo is stepping up, though, which is surprising me. Shout him out.
Johnell Davis had a good game.
He did. Boogie Fland being back is a huge addition as well.
I think that's been really the big difference.
Yeah. And I'm going to pick Arkansas with this one just for those reasons.
Man.
I know Texas Tech is my sleeper team, but I'm picking Arkansas, dude. I think they're
going against yourself, man.
Uh-huh.
I get it. We need a double-digit seed in the Elite Eight, man. We need a real Cinderella going. I get it.
Yeah, and the SEC is a better conference, in my opinion.
SEC is the best.
We can argue
best conference of all time.
Argue with a wall. It's the best conference.
Yeah, this is the best season by conference ever.
Oh yeah, 7 teams in the Sweet 16?
Yeah.
But I think that's all my matchups. Do you have any more points? Is there anything else you want to go over? Maybe what the algorithm's saying here?
Yeah, so I'll give some context because I don't know if we talked about it on the pod. Yeah, I'm in year 2 of an algorithm that I'm creating that I think in the next 5 years is going to predict the first ever perfect bracket. And right now we're currently sitting in the 99th percentile.
Really?
Of brackets in Capital One. Yeah. So we're doing solid this year. We're going to make some adjustments.
Wait, can I look at your bracket on that app?
It's not the one I have in our group.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I can add it in there though.
What games did you miss? If you don't mind me asking, do you remember?
Oh, yeah. Let me pull it up.
I bet you one that was probably iffy was that Creighton Louisville game because I was surprised. I mean, I had Louisville winning, but I wasn't expecting a blowout like that.
Let me go. I have a group with all my stuff in there. So I missed, believe it or not, Texas A&M and Yale.
Okay.
I had Ole Miss losing to Iowa State.
Does Iowa State loss take into play of their injuries though? Which that's something I don't think the algorithm can look at.
Right. So I have key injuries as a category, but everything happens pre-tournament.
Yeah.
When they get their score. So stuff that happens within the tournament you can't incorporate. I had Missouri beating Drake. I think most people did.
That was actually one of my upsets that I picked was Drake. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you had Drake.
I did, but
I was still living with some of the trauma Missouri gave us from earlier in the season. Yeah. I had Clemson beating McNeese, and I had Liberty upsetting Oregon.
I had that one too. I'm not gonna lie.
So those are my misses so far. We're sitting at on the Capital One scale. This one's sitting at 52 points, 128 remaining.
Okay.
And I'll give you the champion in this group. The champion is Houston.
Reasonable.
For this one. So
what confused?
Yeah, it's a solid bracket.
What's your final four, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. So to give context, this one is not strictly the algorithm. This one's based off feeling from the algorithm.
Okay.
Or it's minor adjustments made based on things I didn't like with the numbers. Mm-hmm. This one it's pretty chalky. It has Auburn versus Florida and Houston versus BYU.
Really?
It does.
That's wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see how that one plays out. I'm not saying that would be Duke and BYU. I don't know how that matchup would be. Saying that Duke does advance because I'm assuming they do.
Yeah, I have Duke beating Arizona. It's Duke BYU.
Okay. Yeah, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I had another thought.
So that means this has to be Bama's last game for this bracket.
Well, what do you want? Do you want this? Do you want your? Well, I guess your perfect bracket's already chalked. So I guess at this point,
exactly. So roll tide all the way, man. Who cares about this? I'm focused on next year already, man. I'm already making my adjustments for next year. So.
Oh, so you're already you're already counting this one off as a loss. Then is what I'm hearing. You're already focused on next year.
Yeah, for the algorithm.
Yeah,
Roll Tide is focused on this year, but the algorithm, man, yeah, I've already started taking into account. I've gone through all the games we missed, tried to find like common denominators, so that we can adjust.
I like it. I like it. Sure. I'm trying to see if I missed anything with any of these games, real quick.
Never know. Boom. I got one last random question for you. This might take a quick thinking.
Yeah.
Right. Since both of us, I think are both of our teams at least are in the championship bubble. Mm-hmm. If you could take one player from the Rick Barnes era and add them to this team that you think will make them a championship team or the championship team, who would it be?
Grant Williams.
Grant Williams?
100%. Grant Williams, 100%. He was so physical down low. He wasn't the biggest.
Yeah.
But you watch him play, and he's getting rebounds. He's boxing out. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he was a free throw merchant, but I remember vividly him shooting 20 free throws against Vanderbilt one year to win us that game. But yeah, I put Grant Williams on this team. I'm going to be honest, this is not related at all, but kind of. I always wonder, and we can get to you too after my
Yeah.
If you look at this team at the beginning of the year, and there's two losses that hurt us, is JP Estrella getting hurt, being out that season, and Cameron Carr transferring midseason. This team bias here is in that Final Four bubble, in my opinion, if both those guys were here.
Okay.
JP is a bigger center, and he actually had touch with offense. So, I mean, those two losses hurt. But now, flipping on you, what are you thinking here with Nate Oates?
I debated between two specific players. The easiest one, I think the one everybody would mostly expect is Brandon Miller. Yeah. But he's not who I'm going to go with. And I'm going with Herb Jones.
Okay.
Because he can still knock down the three ball. Obviously, everybody knows Herb Jones for his defense, and that's what we need. We need one guy opposite like Philon.
Yeah.
Because quick tangent on Philon. I don't know if you watched during that Tennessee-Alabama game. Philon did a great job on Chaz.
100%. 100%.
Like he can really defend. And if you have one more guy like Herb who can facilitate and defend in that way, I think that puts his team over the top because that's what they're missing. We can't stop anybody.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, dude. I guess we'll see how our picks go.
We were a lot the same today. That's not usual, man.
My one concern is that Tennessee-Kentucky game, like I said before. I'm 50-50 on it. Everyone keeps saying that, it's hard to win 3 times, but that's our luck. I mean, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think Zakai, I don't think Jahmai goes out like this. That's my heart and soul. Yeah. I don't think they go out like this.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I appreciate it, man.
No problem, man.